Luke, good result yesterday. How much confidence does the team take out of that?
Yeah, it was a good result. It's obviously good to get the win, but we're more focused on the process we're doing at the moment to get ready for round one. And obviously there's a lot of good performances by young players. We saw Curtly Hampton going through the midfield, Rory Laird going through the midfield as well, and Atkins, and they performed really well for us. So we're really happy with how the team performed in patches yesterday, and obviously there's still a lot of room to improve.
There's been so much talk about the midfield from outside. Do you guys have more confidence now after seeing what those guys did yesterday against a pretty strong Geelong midfield?
I think we've always had confidence. We've had a good pre-season, and there's a lot of blokes putting their hand up for a position in that midfield, and there's a lot of talent in there, so we're not really worried about that position at all.
You talked about Curtly. He's obviously, you've been waiting for a while to see him. He just continues to impress, doesn't he, week by week?
Yeah, he's obviously putting his hand up really strongly at the moment, and he's done everything right over the pre-season, and obviously working his butt off to get in the team. So we got a lot of trust in him at the moment. He's performing that way as well, so he's just got to keep performing each week, and next week he's got probably another opportunity to perform, and we'll see how he goes for round one.
Person, nice to get back and play some footy for you.
Yeah, it's been a long pre-season for me. Been a bit of injury interrupted. Obviously coming from last year, it was a bit got down with been playing for 4 years straight now, and the body just took its toll. So the groins they're gone well now. But obviously, like you said, it's good to be out there with the boys. I haven't played much with them this pre-season, so it's good to be out there getting game simulation again and being able to challenge for a position.
And you pull up okay?
Yeah, I feel fine at the moment, so that's a positive.
I feel like you've timed your run pretty well to round one.
Yeah, well, that was always the plan. Obviously, coming off 4 pretty strong years, just being able to get the body refreshed again and be ready for the year. So the whole pre-season has been built around coming back this time of the year, being ready for round one.
What are the plans you think for the last Community Series match? Pikey suggested you might play your best available team this week. Is that the way you view it?
Yeah, I would say so. I think it'll be a pretty strong team going in. Obviously, I'm not sure about the selection, what will happen, but it's all about preparing for round one, and so that's another opportunity for guys to impress and try and challenge. But I'd say we're trying to settle a team now, and a lot of the blokes are still putting their hand up, so they'll still get a chance to play and perform. So it'll be a good opportunity for them.
We've had a lot of injuries throughout the squad over the summer. Guys like Sloan, Thompson, Crouch, etc. How do you feel from a player's point of view that the team is going into round one?
I'm still very confident with how we're going. Obviously, injuries you can't change them. That they happen in footy, and you just got to prepare the best you can with what happens. And so far we've been doing that. There's a lot of midfielders coming through and just putting their hand up, as you saw yesterday. So we're not worried about the injuries. They'll happen, and we're hoping that some of those blokes might be ready for round one. We're not sure yet. So we'll take it as it comes.
So what does the team want out of this week's final hit out?
To put up another strong performance, that creating the good habits that we want to, and just building some trust within the team, and I think they'll go a long way to performing round one against GWS.
You mentioned that you're happy with how yesterday getting the win was, but more importantly going through the process. What did work and what didn't work on the weekend for you?
Well, I guess it was a bit patchy in quarters. So in the third quarter is a prime example of how we wanted to play. We moved the ball pretty well, and we were able to lock it in our half. Like pretty much every team wants to lock it in their half as long as they can. And in other times we were opened up a bit in the second quarter, and they were able to move the ball pretty well. So it's just about working together a bit better and throughout the more time in the game. So the third quarter is a prime example of how we want to play.
Do you feel like there's going to be, or how big do you think the selection squeeze is going to be coming into round one, especially you get a few guys back this week and then hopefully another few heading into that round one?
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure on blokes to perform now, so that's always a good thing coming this time of year and coming into the games. You want pressure to perform, so everyone's playing at their best. Obviously, there's going to be some blokes that will miss out, and they'll be very disappointed, but they'll have to just go put their hand up in the SANFL and perform there and train on the track as hard as they can to get their spot back. But we're very happy with how everyone's travelling at the moment. Everyone's putting their hand up as best they can to play, and we've had some young blokes stand up pretty well.
As a player, how tough is this third man up raw? Yesterday, Gore got a free kick paid against him.
Yeah, I was actually sitting on the bench. I was a bit confused why I was paid at first, and then I remembered why. Obviously, interpretations are tough to come by, especially with that one. That was a bit different. You wouldn't see that very often in a game, but I think around the stoppage, you'll probably clear it up a bit more, and it'll make it a bit easier for the ruckman to contest for each other 1v1. So those incidents like yesterday, they probably won't happen that often. So you just got to hope the umpires interpret it as best they can.
Do players have to stand away even further from those contests to make sure they don't get hit by the ball?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm not in the midfield that much, so that would be up to Campo to talk to those blokes. But maybe that's something they'll have to do. Probably keep the eye on the ball a bit more, and hopefully the boundary throwing can be a bit further out. But no, I can't see that happening too many times during the year, to be honest.
Is it just something you've got to be aware of though, just because obviously that could be crucial. Deciding grand final.
Exactly. If they're going to pay free kicks like that, obviously you have to be a lot more aware and have to be aware of your surroundings, where the ball's going to land. So, there is awareness on the midfielders as well to know where the ball's going to land. But hopefully the umpires can interpret that the right way.
So it's more an onus on the players to make sure they don't.
Yeah, absolutely. Has to be on the players to know where the ball's going to land as well.
Okay.
Just on Glory, have you, do you know how he's going after his head knock yesterday?
I haven't spoken to him personally, but I think there might be slight symptoms of concussion, but I'm not too sure. He has to be assessed today. Obviously it was a big hit and there's probably a bit of whiplash there, so I'm not too sure, sorry.